everyone, welcome to EduTerrain and a warm welcome to you all and warm good evening to you all as well. Hope you all had a great day. So with the same enthusiasm and energy, let's start with our today's session. That is, we have dedicated this week completely to the strategy part, that is what syllabus associated or what all about the NABARD, RBA and what is the syllabus of ARD, the most important ones that all we are going to see today or in this week. And as part of that, today we are going to see ARD for NABARD grade A 2024. Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about the pattern, examination pattern, eligibility criteria. We have seen the what exactly the kind of pattern that comes and what are the various phases of NABARD grade A and कहाँ पे किस तरह से subjects उन्होंने लिया है. All that we have discussed in yesterday's session. Okay, in today's session we'll completely focus on ARD, that is agriculture and rural development of NABARD. Okay, so wherever you find it difficulty to follow or you have any queries related to this examination, you can ask me. And these are my credentials. I have close to 6 years experience, I should say. In another 3 months I'll complete 6 years. So in the field of EdTech, especially NABARD, and close to 1.5 years with RBA examination. Okay, so before getting directly into the ARD part, let's have a quick look at the examination pattern once. Okay, examination pattern कल भी हमने देखा था. NABARD grade examination pattern है that has prelims, mains and interview. 3 phases में होता है. And prelims qualifying in nature, but again it has some knowledge based paper as well. That is merit sections. Merit section which has 3 subjects. And when we look at mains, once phase 1 is done, you will be moved to phase 2. From there, you will be moved to the personality interview, that is of 50 marks. So the catch here is whatever marks that you will score in the mains, that would be added to your interview marks, and based on out of whatever that you get out of these 250 and the sectional cutoffs and all that, you will be placed in the final list. Okay. Now, preliminary structure, this all we have discussed yesterday, and merit section. That includes your general awareness, ESI and ARD with emphasis on rural India. These 3 are the merit sections. That is whatever that you score in these, that will help you move to phase 2. That is whatever the cutoffs that are there, that would be looked upon in these sections. And others, and what about others? They would be qualifying in nature. That is, they will set a benchmark that this is a marks that you have to score. If you have scored, you are through. Otherwise, अगर वहीं पे वो आपको they'll not let you go move into phase 2. दोनों ही important है, qualifying paper as well as merit. Merit क्या है? They'll help you in moving forward. Okay, the cutoffs and all that. Okay, ये हो गया prelims का. And this is the mains part, that is the phase 2 part. Here also we have discussed 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. I have also told you how to strategize your writing and your preparation accordingly for these 2 papers. And the second paper is the one that has, since we are talking about the generalist post, we will have ESI plus ARD. And as I said earlier also, ARD is the one that you will have, ARD plus ESI, these 2 are the ones that you will have both in phase 1 and phase 2. So the preparation that you are doing for phase 1, more than half of the preparation is already done for your phase 2. So prepare accordingly, and phase 1 जब होते ही you can start with your थोड़ा सा और high level का questions you can start practicing along with that descriptive part. Descriptive part anyways phase 1 जब कर रहे तो उसी टाइम पे थोड़ा थोड़ा practice कर लेंगे तो it would be easy for you, so that आपको load नहीं पड़ेगा once you are through with the phase 1. Now let's look into the ARD part, that is agriculture and rural development. Now when we talk about ARD, NABARD has already prescribed the syllabus. Okay, so you need not go and check out anywhere कि किस तरह के questions आते हैं and all that. But when we talk about this ARD as such, it is divided into 2 major categories. One, ARD static. Okay, and the other ARD current affairs. Static part is when whatever NABARD has prescribed the syllabus, it has already prescribed the syllabus very beautifully with the subtopics as well. Topics के साथ साथ they have also prescribed the subtopics what you have to do, what you have to study and all that all will fall under this ARD static. Next comes the ARD current affairs, whatever that is happening in the field of agriculture and rural development, that forms the ARD current affairs. Along with that, you must be wondering कि ARD current affairs किस तरह से हम एग्जाम में हम लोग how we can recognize, not in exam, in the paper, in the news. See, you have your prescribed syllabus, you have the list of topics, and you have the entire subtopics as well. Whatever the current affairs that would be associated with these static part, that you have to focus more. Okay, along with that, the regular ARD current affairs, that is कोई स्कीम लॉन्च हुआ उसमें, या फिर कोई रिपोर्ट आया है, या फिर इफ देर इज एनीथिंग, अ न्यू वेराइटी हैज बीन रिलीज्ड, अ न्यू ब्रीड, और देर हैज बीन सम प्रोग्राम इन सम इंस्टीट्यूट associated with agriculture. No, that also all would be important as part of your ARD current affairs. Okay, so ARD static, ARD current affairs, these form basic categories of ARD. Now let's look at the ARD syllabus, or I should say ARD static syllabus. So this is what NABARD has mentioned, and इसमें कोई changes आने के chances तो ना के बराबर है. So 2023 का जो notification है, from that I have picked. And one more important point I want to highlight here is whatever the syllabus NABARD has prescribed for ARD, it has clearly mentioned in the notification that the prescription, that the syllabus is applicable for phase 2. But since ARD is available or it's already there in phase 1 as well, we generally take the same syllabus for phase 1 as well. वही topic है, so obviously the same would be applicable. So we take the same. So whatever preparation that you are doing for phase 1, again I repeat, more than 60% in that, during that only more than 60 to 70% of your phase 2 syllabus is also done. And these are the topics as per the syllabus: basics of agriculture, soils and water conservation, forestry, agronomy, water resources and irrigation management, agriculture extension, cropping systems and cropping patterns, farm and agriculture engineering, agriculture economics, farming systems, plantation and horticulture, ecology and climate change, agromet, animal husbandry, rural development, seeds, poultry, fisheries. All these are the topics that have been mentioned in the syllabus itself. As I mean, I haven't taken anything from outside. Everything this has been mentioned in the syllabus itself. The only thing is, कई जगह पे उन्होंने पूरा as a group they have mentioned. I have just segregated them for your convenience, so that these are the topics from which the questions would be asked. Okay, now इतना समझ में आ गया है. Now you must be wondering, ये तो topics मैम ने बोल दिया है ना, what under each of these topics, what should be the subtopics that we have to focus. क्योंकि ये अगर सॉइल एंड वाटर कंजर्वेशन में एक टॉपिक देंगे तो उसी में PhD कर सकते हैं, राइट? इतना बहुत वास्ट सब्जेक्ट है एक एक. सो फॉर दैट NABARD हैज दैट ऑल्सो, दे हैव क्लियर्ड, एज यू कैन सी हियर. यहाँ पे क्लियरली इन्होंने मेंशन किया सॉइल एंड वाटर कंजर्वेशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, मेजर सॉइल टाइप्स, सॉइल फर्टिलिटी, फर्टिलाइजर, सॉइल इरोजन, सॉइल कंजर्वेशन, वाटरशेड मैनेजमेंट. So everything they have given. So subtopics also they have given. Water resources, irrigation management, types of irrigation, sources of irrigation, crop water requirement, command area development, water conservation techniques, micro irrigation, irrigation pumps, major, medium, minor. So everything subtopics also they have given. So they have even, they have made your life very easy actually. Okay. So इतना तक हो गया. Now next question आपका आएगा कि okay subtopics भी दिया है. Now इन सब टॉपिक्स को कहाँ तक हम लोग पढ़े, बिकॉज फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम लोग फर्टिलाइजर्स पार्ट ही लेंगे, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी वास्ट सब्जेक्ट. ओके, सो वन कैन डू PhD इन वन ऑफ द सब टॉपिक्स ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स इटसेल्फ. इतना वास्ट है. सो वेयर शुड यू स्टार्ट एंड वेयर शुड यू स्टॉप. सो दिस हियर कम्स द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस दैट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट. बेसिक टॉपिक्स हमें करना है. फर्टिलाइजर्स, द बेसिक टाइप्स ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स, उसमें फॉस्फेटिक किस तरह से है, पोटाशिक, नाइट्रोजनस फर्टिलाइजर्स, एंड उसमें भी और थोड़ा इनपुट यूरिया का किस तरह से, बिकॉज दैट इज वन ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट फर्टिलाइजर्स अंडर नाइट्रोजनस, एंड किस तरह से एप्लीकेशन है, व्हाट आर द वेरियस फीचर्स ऑफ दोज फर्टिलाइजर्स, कॉम्प्लेक्स फर्टिलाइजर्स क्या है, उसमें और भी कई सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स है. ऑल दैट बेसिक you have to see, you have to go through. And next, previous year questions के basis पे you can understand how much depth we can delve into each of these topics, basics होने के बाद. Okay, and as you can see here, agriculture के basics of agriculture में भी they have clearly mentioned definition, meaning and its branches. Agronomy, definition, meaning, scope of agronomy, classification of field crops, factors affecting crop production. सीड्स, ये सीड्स वाला है. सीड्स में सीड प्रोडक्शन, सीड प्रोसेसिंग, सीड विलेज. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि इन ऑर्डर टू अंडरस्टैंड दीज टॉपिक्स, दीज सब टॉपिक्स, यू हैव टू गो थ्रू सम अदर टॉपिक्स, सो दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड वेरी वेल. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन. Okay, clearly NABARD ने दे दिया है. These are factors affecting crop production, a part of the agronomy under for your examination. But to understand the factors affecting crop production, you should understand what exactly is crop production. Only after this you will be able to understand what exactly are those factors that are affecting this crop production. That you should understand. So here I am trying to highlight how to go through the syllabus and how, where, you know, on what are the how you have to reach out to the topics, how you have to go through the topics. Okay, so हर जगह पे वैसा ही है. See, for example, here major soil types they have given. Okay, there are 8 groups of major types of soils in India. But to understand that, to understand from where this soil classification has done, you have to go through the USDA soil classification, जिसमें 13 groups है, sorry 12 groups है. Okay, so for everything, you know, it's not that बहुत ही plainly they have given a lot of thought to it, only then they have given. So कई बार ऐसा होता है कि they might not have listed that topic here, but in order to understand the listed topic, you have to scout or you have to research and go through the unlisted topics as well, because questions वहां से भी आते हैं. And all this, it is quite evident from the previous year questions that you can see. Okay, so please be very very careful. जी नाबार्ड ने बोला है कि इतना सिलेबस है तो हम लोग वही टॉपिक्स करेंगे. नो, in order to understand that you have to go through some previous, you know, associated topics, and आगे भी अगर कुछ है, you know, associated topics, that also you have to go through. So this way your preparation, especially for ARD, would be complete. Okay, as I mentioned here, best example is the classic है. In order to understand this, you have to invariably understand this. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand how the factors would be affecting the crop production. Okay, farm and agri engineering. So they have clearly mentioned farm machinery, power, sources of power on the farm, that is human का किस तरह से, animal, mechanical, electrical, wind, solar, biomass, biofuels. So again they went into the renewable energy as well. So renewable energy related whatever that comes in the news, that all would be important for your examination, be it a scheme, be it a program, be it अभी गोवा में एक event हुआ था. Okay, everything would be important in related to that. Water harvesting structures, farm ponds, watershed management, agro processing control, again this all comes under the post harvest structures, very important again. Okay, go down, grains, silos, plantation, horticulture, different, you know, so all those concepts associated with that. Okay, yes, any questions कहीं पे भी आपको लग रहा है कि please keep on asking me the questions. Similar is the case with the annual husbandry. कई बार they have also given current affairs associated with that here itself. See, for example, farm animals and their role in Indian economy. That is the latest, whatever the data that is there in the latest, know what is the livestock contribution to the GDP, or what is the current livestock production, how is it contributing, how is the livelihood based on all that. Again, these are all current affairs, but still they have mentioned clearly that you have to go through that. Okay, animal husbandry methods in India, common terms pertaining to different species of livestock, utility classification of breeds and cattle, and introduction to common feeds and fodders, introduction to poultry. Here, utility classification of breeds of cattle, very easy. Milch cattle, draught cattle, you know, dual purpose cattle, itna hi hai. But again, here since they have asked you the breeds of cattle, you have to go through the breeding, how breeding is done, breeding techniques. Okay, why I am telling you this? The same question was asked as a descriptive question, that too compulsory descriptive question in NABARD grade examination in phase 2. So associated topics along with the syllabus, associated topics are very, very important. You should understand which are those associated topics. So accordingly you have to go through that. So in order to understand the breeds, how they have evolved, for example, मैं बताऊंगी एक जगह पे कि improved breeds of cattle. So improved breeds of cattle, how they'll come, how we can arrive at that by crossing the desi varieties, okay, the indigenous varieties, if you want to know exact term, indigenous breeds by exotic breeds. Okay, so it is one of those improved breeds are kind of breeds of cattle only. Now once you do this, you need to understand how it is done. So again it all boils down to breeding techniques. So you have to understand keenly about the associated topics as well with the topic that NABARD has mentioned in the syllabus. So once you understand that, it would be very easy for you to follow the syllabus, to cover the syllabus, and accordingly you can answer any question that is asked or that can be asked in the examination. Okay, so ये please याद रखिए, associated topics बहुत important है, and they ask not much, but whatever questions that they ask, if you can answer those, you can stand out in the crowd. क्योंकि we all know that NABARD का examination का अभी year on year competition is increasing, so we have to be very, very careful with all these, so that the crowd, we have to be stand apart from the crowd. How? By understanding the nuances of what the syllabus and other strategies that we can plan. Okay, yes, so forestry bhi hai, basic concepts of forestry, principles of silviculture, forest administration, forest management, forest economics, concept of social forestry, agroforestry, joint forest management, forest policy and legislation in India, ISFR report. Even 2023 also they have copied the same previous year's notification का जो content है वही किया होगा, that's the reason for 2015 ही है, but otherwise it is जो भी latest है अभी 2021 का ही है, अभी 2023 का आना है, they haven't released yet. Okay, agriculture extension, everything they have mentioned clearly, but the only thing that you have to understand is the associated topics. Okay, ecology and climate change, similar, ecology and its relevance to man, natural resources, the sustainable management and conservation, causes of climate change, greenhouse gases, major greenhouse gas emitting countries, that is, this all again latest current affairs they are asking you. Distinguish between adaptation and mitigation, climate change impact to agriculture and livelihood, how it is impacting, again current affairs. IPCC, UNFCCC, COP meetings, whatever the latest COP meetings that have happened, all you have to cover, again current affairs. So static mein hi, syllabus mein hi, they have tried to highlight even what current affairs that you have to focus under that particular topic. Okay, present scenario of Indian agriculture and allied activity, recent trends, major challenges in agriculture, everything again current affairs. Agriculture, finance and marketing, that is farm management, agri-economics, especially all these types of farm management, factors of production in agriculture, all these they fall under the agriculture economics only. Okay, rural development. Now when we talk about rural development, see, when we talk about our ARD, let me give a brief here. It is divided into agriculture and rural development. So whatever the topics till now we have seen, they all fall under agriculture part. Now next comes the rural development part, that is what are the various developmental activities that are happening, how it is being done, what is the structure of rural India as such. Okay, the occupational structure, if you look at the legislative structure, how is it, everything all falls under this. And when we talk about this agriculture part, whatever the questions that are asked in the examination, it would be in the balanced form, that is almost 50% current affairs and 50% static. Sometimes based on the examiner's mood, it might go up and down as well. कभी कभी करंट अफेयर से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस आते हैं और स्टैटिक से कम, और समटाइम्स स्टैटिक से ज़्यादा करंट अफेयर से कम. इट ऑल डिपेंड, बट अदरवाइज you can take it as 50-50. But when it comes to this RD part, more than 90% would be from current affairs only. Whatever the latest schemes are there, latest programs are there, data is there, that is facts and figures, all would be important. Static से बहुत कम questions आते हैं, like be it occupational structure या फिर legislation, that is पंचायती राज institutions, बहुत कम. Okay, majorly it would be from current affairs only. Okay, this way you can divide ARD. Now next question क्या आता है, ठीक है मैम आपने पूरा सिलेबस हमें बता दिया है, these are the topics and they are further elaborated into various subtopics and all that, and how associated topics can be chosen so that we can go through them in order to understand the main topics. Okay, now the most important topics. Now this all based on the previous year questions that have been asked in the examination, all that we have arrived at this. So here when we talk about the most important topics, I have put them under two different buckets. Why? Because when it comes to phase 2, okay, phase 1 के लिए you can say okay important topics आप ये कर सकते, but phase 2 we don't know from where questions would be asked in descriptive. Why I am again saying this? Because in phase 2 the 4 questions, okay, that are asked, that is 15 markers 2 questions, 10 markers 2 questions, 1 question from each of these would be compulsory. So if we are thinking that we can leave that under choice, जो कि 6 questions में 4 questions करना है, if we want, we think that अगर choice में leave कर देंगे, if we don't know the answer, you can't do that, because compulsory questions and we don't know from which topic the examiner would ask these compulsory questions. So for which invariably you have to go through all the topics. But yes, I can highlight few important topics based on the number of questions that have been asked or been asking since the past few years in NABARD grade A examination. Okay, but still you have to go through, hence I have put them under two different buckets, the first most important topics and the second most important topics. So when you start your preparation, you can start with these topics, later you can go through the second set of topics. Once you complete this, you can go through the second set of topics. So the first set, as I said, as I have given here, basics of agriculture, agronomy or crop production. Here only you can put farming systems plus cropping patterns and cropping systems as well, because this is also important topics here. Okay, forestry, animal husbandry and poultry, fisheries, plantation and horticulture, farm and agriculture engineering, water resources and irrigation management, and soil and water conservation. These are the most important topics. Phase 1 में तो the majority of the questions would be from these topics. But again, as I've said, all depends on the examiner's mood. If he doesn't want, he can go and ask even from the agriculture extension, economics, from where very rarely questions are asked. Extension में तो since the last 5-6 years, since the time I have been following this NABARD examination, only 2 times they have asked. Okay, so you can understand by that based on the examiner's mood, they will. Otherwise, these are the important topics. In one of the NABARD examination, we got 7 questions from out of 40 questions. 7 questions were exclusively from animal husbandry and poultry only. So it all depends on the importance or the kind of top questions that the examiner can pick even from the current affairs also. That also it depends. कई बार होता है कि करंट अफेयर्स में ज़्यादा चल रहा है वो, तो दे कैन पिक मोर क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम दैट. सो बट दीज बेसिकली आर द फर्स्ट मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हियर. फर्स्ट वाले हो गए. सेकेंड वाले कौन से हैं? द रेस्ट ऑफ द टॉपिक्स लाइक एग्रीकल्चर एक्सटेंशन, एग्रीकल्चर इकोनॉमिक्स, इकोलॉजी एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज, रूरल डेवलपमेंट, सीड्स एंड सोइंग, एग्रोमेट, cropping systems and cropping patterns. Why I have put here? Because since we are talking about static ARD में, as I said, 90% of the questions of rural development will be from current affairs only. Seeds and sowing, agromet, इन सब से questions आने के chances आते हैं. It's not that they won't be, we don't know, they won't be asked, but still the most important would be the earlier ones that we have shown. So first उनको finish करने की कोशिश कीजिए, starting with the basics, and always start with the basics only, then move to the advanced ones. Since the time this descriptive pattern has been introduced, the need to understand the topic and then going ahead is inevitable. Earlier क्या होता था, we used to tell okay these are the important topics and from that students used to practice lots and lots of questions एक बार normal एक बार पढ़ के. They were not in a need to understand. There was no need to understand the concept clearly because objective type they can look at the options and arrive at the conclusion. But since the descriptive questions have been introduced, you have to understand the topic, otherwise writing a complete answer on that would be really difficult. So always start with the basics, try to understand that, then move to the advanced part of the topic so that you will be able to understand everything. So that again that you have to put it on the paper, that is you have to write answers on the descriptive part. Okay, now ये तो ARD static का हो गया. Now let's look at the ARD current affairs. So what are the various ARD current affairs that you have to look? The latest budget, जिसमें agriculture related whatever that comes, कितना allocation है, how it is being done, all that you have to go through. Latest economic survey of India, this time latest economic survey of India has not been released, but yes, they have given a review, economic review that you can go through. So whatever that is associated with ARD in that, you can go through that. Various schemes, programs that have been released, launched, or in the current affairs. For example, there is one scheme that has been launched some 10 years back. Okay, MGNREGA for example. Though it has been launched long back, it is one of the most important flagship schemes of Ministry of Rural Development and it has been in current affairs. So ऐसे schemes current affairs में है तो there is a high likely chance that question can be asked on that. तो ये मत सोचे कि ये तो अभी लॉन्च नहीं हुआ है, बहुत पुराना है. No, if it is in current affairs, it would be very very important. ओके, एग्रीकल्चर सेंसस व्हाटएवर द लेटेस्ट दैट इज, अभी तो 2015-16 का ही चल रहा है, अभी लेटेस्ट और कुछ नहीं है. लाइफ स्टॉक सेंसस 2019 का ही है. हैंडलूम सेंसस 2018 का ही है. लेटेस्ट एमएसपीज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, whatever the latest MSPs of the Rabi marketing season, Kharif marketing season, please go through them thoroughly, very very important. And percentage wise also they can ask you how much percentage has increased over the previous year for exclusively for the highest and the lowest increased MSPs. Okay, so एक बार वो देख लीजिए. लेटेस्ट एडवांस एस्टिमेट्स ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर हॉर्टिकल्चर डाटा, एडवांस एस्टिमेट्स important. Advanced estimates अगर third वाला advanced estimates है, but still you have to go through the final estimates of the previous year also. We don't know which of these would be asked in the examination. So latest advanced estimates के साथ, because these are not the final one. अगर third वाला है, that's not the final one. Until unless you get the fourth advanced estimates, only then you'll get the final figure. So this is not the final figure. It would be close to final figure, no doubt, but still not the final figure. So the final figure of the previous year would be important here. Handbook of, from where you'll get all this data, for example, related to agriculture, states production data and all that, you'll get that from the handbook of agriculture, handbook of horticulture, handbook of fisheries statistics. For the yearly data you can go through these books, and every year they release this. You can download all these books from the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare site itself. Okay, latest ISFR report, जो भी latest है उस time के लिए, exam time तक. If there are any seminars, conferences, melas that are being or being conducted for under this ARD, any of these topics, that would be important, especially variety releases, breed releases के लिए, या फिर this excuse me, rural melas वो सब चलते रहते हैं. That all would be important. Annual reports. Why annual reports are important? Don't go through the figures from that because that would be stale, क्योंकि कई पुराना होता है. But yes, you can go through the facts etc. from that reports. And facts कैसे मिलेंगे उसमें? See, कई बार उसमें boxes बने रहते हैं. From that boxes they'll highlight the most important programs or the schemes or the work that is being done by that respective ministry or any new initiative that they have taken. So that would be important for your examination. Okay, Kurukshetra magazine. See, this Kurukshetra magazine would be very very important for you. See, try to go through this Kurukshetra magazine. Monthly one आता है and they run around a single theme. That is, they'll pick up a theme and around that only persons, eminent personalities from different walks of life. One is some IAS officer, one is some IFS officer, or one is is a bureaucrat that is from ministry. or one from some institute, organization head, they'll be penning down all their experiences or knowledge about that particular topic. So you'll have, you can say 360-degree view or idea of that particular topic from all these persons at one place. So that will help you in the descriptive part. You'll be able to develop the analysis and the content that is required for your descriptive answers. So I suggest you to go through these कुरुक्षेत्र magazines. Once in a month ही आता है, तो आप ले लेंगे तो एक बार देख लीजिए. If not all articles, if you are not able to go through, at least go through the introductions and the conclusions. And जो भी boxes में आते हैं बीच बीच में, that would be most important points. Go through that. At least उतना भी करेंगे ना, that would help you a lot in your examination. योजना मैगजीन, अगेन सेलेक्टिव आर्टिकल्स, बिकॉज मेजरली वो ES से रिलेटेड आर्टिकल्स बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं उसमें. अगेन लेटेस्ट सेंसस और सेट डिटेल्स, ऑल दिस एसोसिएटेड विथ रूरल इंडिया, दैट वुड बी इम्पॉर्टेंट. जैसे रूरल इंडिया में परसेंटेज ऑफ एसटीज, और क्योंकि उसमें रूरल उसमें आता है पॉपुलेशन वाले में, और हाउ मच इज द एग्रीकल्चर लेबर डाटा. सो ऑल दैट लेटेस्ट वही है 2011 का है, तो वी कैन गो थ्रू दैट ओनली. Important reports that are released in the recent times, like the Farmers Distress in NAFI survey, agriculture marketing and farmer friendly reforms index that have been released recently, or various other reports, whatever that indices that are released in the recent times, that would be important. And actually ये मुझे सबसे पहले डालना चाहिए था, I somehow kept it here. It is PIB, Press Information Bureau. Very, very important. If you don't go through any of the above, whatever that I have mentioned till now, but if you still take some time and go through PIB very religiously, it's a one sacred type के, जैसे Bible type के बोलते हैं ना, you can say that, because whatever that has been released by various ministries, all they have to highlight in their PIB articles. So they can't skip that. जितने भी gazettes, for example census आया है, that census details they have to highlight in PIB only. So even if you are somehow अगर नहीं हो रहा है कुछ और, might be you're working or anything, but still you want to keep yourself updated, please go through PIB on a daily basis. अभी तो बहुत ज़्यादा content release हो रहा है, lots and lots of facts and figures on PIB. Very important and very easily available, and the most important of all, authentic data. Authentic data. आप कोई भी न्यूज़पेपर कहीं पे भी देखोगे तो they will again pick the data and what all from the PIB itself. ठीक है, वो अपना एनालिसिस जो भी करेंगे, but the data etc. facts and figures, that would be from here. Authentic. If you want, go through the PIB. कई बार तो रेस्पेक्टिव मिनिस्ट्रीज में भी वो अपडेट नहीं होता है, बट इट वुड बी अपडेटेड ऑन PIB. ओके, इम्पॉर्टेंट. रेगुलर न्यूज़पेपर्स, कई बार ऐसा होता है रेगुलर न्यूज़पेपर्स में भी न्यूज़ कवर हो जाते हैं रिलेटेड टू द ARD. सो प्लीज़ एटलीस्ट डेली हाफ एन आवर मॉर्निंग फ्रेश माइंड के साथ हाफ एन आवर पढ़ लीजिए न्यूज़पेपर. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ दैट वुड बी कवर्ड देयर इटसेल्फ. एंड न्यूज़ ऑफ इम्पॉर्टेंट इंस्टीट्यूट्स लाइक ICR, IHR, Indian Institute of Horticulture Research, IARA, all that go through जब भी आता है न्यूज़ में. No, that all will come only if you go through the newspaper regularly, current affairs regularly. Along with the other current affairs, these focus on the ARD, agriculture and rural development related current affairs as well. Okay? Yes. Now, some important points to remember. First important point. All chapters are important. That's the reason मैंने कुछ भी delete नहीं किया है. But yes, I have provided you list. First, what are the topics that you have to go through first, and after that, what are the topics you have to go through. I have divided them into different buckets of most important topics again. So all chapters are important, and I have highlighted why, because of that compulsory questions and the level of paper that is changing year on year, important. And do always selective reading. So you should understand where to start and when to stop a particular topic. How will you understand? Based on the previous year questions. And associate topics, very, very important. You have to understand what are those associate topics, and please go through that as well. and try to take examples for every topic wherever applicable. Very very important examples. हर टॉपिक का कुछ ना कुछ है ना, क्लासिफिकेशन और कई सारे इसमें ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल्स बहुत ज़्यादा है. प्लीज गो थ्रू देम. स्ट्रेस ऑन द कीवर्ड्स. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि इवन दो आई कैन कंप्लीटली अंडरस्टैंड दिस विद द नॉन एग्रीकल्चर स्टूडेंट्स वेयर दे फील दैट दीज टर्म्स आर वेरी डिफिकल्ट and the content is very difficult to understand. Focus on the keywords. For example, cereals है starchy grains, legumes है protein rich food. उस तरह से focus on the keywords that will help you to remember majority of the content without any hassle. Okay, and whenever you are going through any concept of agriculture, any concept, try to understand why it is being done, because whatever might be the agriculture practice or agronomic practice or agriculture operation or agronomic operation that is being done, there would be an objective. आज ही मैं स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ा रही थी, when we talk about this fallow tillage practices, fallow tillage is done in both summer and winter, but the objective is different. In summer it is done so that the soil moisture can be conserved by these tillage practices, okay, and also to avoid this erosion. But on the other hand, winter tillage is performed by, there is another objective, to increase the contact of the biomass with the soil so that the decomposition can be hastened, okay, and especially it is practiced in the rice growing areas. So देखने के लिए fallow tillage ही है, summer tillage and winter tillage, but objectives are different. So you have to be very very careful why that particular operation is being done. So objectives very very important. Try to understand that. That will help you, to give a clear cut idea of the entire operation itself, why it is done. Okay, acronyms and abbreviations very very important. कई बार they won't even give you the entire full length scheme also. They'll just give you the abbreviated form and they'll ask, based on that they'll ask you a question. If you're not well versed with that, it will be really very difficult for you to answer. So please, wherever there are abbreviated forms, please be very careful. उनका full form क्या है, abbreviated form क्या है, go through that thoroughly. Okay, do some sample questions every topic, CA related, every static टॉपिक जो है उसके करंट अफेयर्स जरूर होंगे. ओके, सो ट्राई टू एसोसिएट दैट एंड गो थ्रू द कंटेंट. ओके, सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स फॉर यू टू रिमेंबर. नेक्स्ट, सबसे ये क्वेश्चन मुझे आता है कि व्हेन टू स्टार्ट द मॉक टेस्ट, ओके, एंड हाउ टू यूटिलाइज द मॉक टेस्ट. द करेक्ट वे ऑफ अटेम्प्टिंग द मॉक टेस्ट इज when should you attempt the mock test? Anyone? I can see students. See, when you cover at least 70% of the syllabus, 70% of the syllabus होने के बाद ही start with your mock test. Why not early? सबसे पहले कई सारे बच्चे क्या करते हैं, have started for the examination preparation. The first thing they'll do is attempt the mock test. So what will happen by attempting the mock test in the starting itself? Since they haven't started any preparation, they'll not be able to get good marks. They'll not be able to give answers. That might, again, some say, okay, this will help me understanding my weaknesses, strengths and all that. But majority of them, they feel that the subject itself is very difficult. पहले ही उनका एक परसेप्शन बन जाता है कि ओ इतने टफ क्वेश्चंस पढ़ोगे तो टफ होंगे ही नहीं, राइट? सो प्लीज फर्स्ट finish at least 70% of the syllabus, then start with your mock test. That will give you the right picture where you stand. So that also you have to follow some procedure. Take your mock test, and mock test लेने के बाद don't leave never ever leave your mock test without analyzing your performance. After the मॉक टेस्ट आप देने के लिए 1 or 2 hours इतना टाइम देते हो, जस्ट एक 10 minutes और स्पेंड कर दीजिए. यू विल बी एबल टू एनालाइज योर परफॉर्मेंस, वेयर यू वेंट रॉन्ग, व्हाई यू वेंट रॉन्ग, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू कैन स्ट्रैटेजाइज योर further preparation and revision as well. So revise your weak areas, whatever you felt like there based on your performance. Practice questions on those weak areas and always keep a track of your improvement. How will you keep a track of your improvement? See, once the 70% syllabus is done, you'll be keeping on revising the previous content and going through the rest of the 30% content. At the same time, you'll be giving your mock test. So you will not stop with one mock test, right? So you will keep on giving the mock test. So what you can do is prepare a sheet. अगर लैपटॉप है तो सिस्टम पे कर लीजिए, एक्सेल पे. इफ नॉट ऑन ए पेपर ऑल्सो यू कैन डू. See, mock test 1, mock test 2, mock test 3, mock test 4. How many mock tests you are going to give? Here individual subjects, 8 subjects है उसमें. Phase 1 I am talking about. So note down all the marks. So total कितना हुआ? Now after 3 or 4 mock tests, you will be able to understand. You can see the difference, how you are faring. Whether if you are strategizing your preparation and the revision correctly based on the analysis of your performance, definitely there would be an improvement in your scores. Okay, so this will help you a lot in, first of all, एक तो examination blues type के होते हैं, that you can avoid with this, because आपका mind बिल्कुल ट्यून हो जाता है एग्जाम्स के लिए, और वहाँ जाने पर आपको बिल्कुल नया लगेगा ही नहीं, except for that all formalities that you'll do है, वो signature करना, वो सब इन्विजिलेटर्स चेकिंग एंड ऑल दैट. अदरवाइज एग्जाम का तो बिल्कुल आपको डर भी नहीं लगेगा. बिल्कुल आपने इतनी बार मॉक टेस्ट किया, बिल्कुल एनालाइज किया है, यू हैव सीन योर परफॉर्मेंस एंड ऑल दैट. that will also help you come out of that examination blues which generally students face, क्योंकि वहाँ जाते बिल्कुल ब्लैंक हो जाते हैं, वो पूरा माहौल वो सब देख के. So please give as many mock tests as possible, that will help you a lot. Okay, and ये हो गया एक. And one more important point I wanted to highlight related to the mock test. Okay, this is I think यही है mock test. Go through that analysis and try to understand. Okay, so yes, I thought this was something at the back of my mind, but I think I have covered everything. Okay, mock test. Yes. So this is all from my end. So these are my Telegram channel, app, and Telegram group link. This is not Telegram app link. This is Telegram group link. So that we can discuss. Students can discuss exclusively for that purpose only. I have again created a Telegram group so that students can join. We all can discuss together whatever doubts you have. You can ask in that. I'll answer there itself, so that others can also, take help from that. They can also be benefited from that. So this is my app download link, or otherwise you can directly go to the Google Play Store and type EduTerrain. That spelling you can see here. There you can download the app. YouTube link, FB page. For any queries, you can always reach out to me on this helpdeskeduterrain eduterrain@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on this WhatsApp as well, or you can chat me on the app as well. Anywhere you can reach out to me. Thank you very much for being so patient, for being with me since the entire session. Yes, now the forum is open for your queries, questions, comments on today's session. How did you find it? Or if you have any suggestions also, all are welcome. I'll wait for a couple of more minutes because ये थोड़ा टाइम तो लगता है, लैग रहता है. Okay, since I'm not getting any queries, I'm winding up the session. If you have any queries, you can always reach out to me. So thank you very much once again. Please take good care of yourself. See you all same time tomorrow. And I have already, as I've said, I have already started taking classes on the app related to the paid courses, but currently I'm running all of them for free. So you can attend those sessions on the app if you feel like I'm not getting time when you're conducting the classes and all that. If it is that way, then you can view the recorded videos as well, because whatever the classes I take, everything would be recorded and that would be placed in your content folder. Okay, so you can go through the recorded videos as well. Okay, please try to watch them and try to utilize them for your exam preparation. And tomorrow also we have 2 such sessions. Okay, thank you very much once again. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.